here's my sound preferences. I like a variety of different tunings, but really what gets my juices flowing, starting from the lower octaves, is in the bass. I like my bass punchy, tight, fast with a kick. I like a little bit of energy down there, maybe a little bit of warmth, but not too much into the getting into bass bleeding. It's got to have enough weight to make male vocals, make piano, cello, percussions, have the right tonality. When it comes to my mids, I do like my mids and mid clarity, but I don't like too forward a mid, so that's the upper mids I'm talking about. So keep the pinna gain down a little bit and not make it too forward a presentation. And when it comes to the highs, I do like my sparkly highs. At my age, I'm probably losing a little bit of the high frequencies. But not too much where it's sibilant and in your face. So that's what I like. Hello. I like starting off videos like that, right? Just, hello, I'm Canadian, so here's something I wasn't expecting, actually. Very fun surprise. I'll give you some backstory. This is BASN Bmaster X, hybrid 6-driver IEM, 1 dynamic driver, 3 balanced armatures, 2 piezo ceramic tweeters. $149, comes in 4 different colors. Here's the backstory. I was kind of critical about this company because I saw a couple posts, and I'm going to call bullshit on that, actually, where these guys were accused of paying for reviews, $1,000 for a review. First of all, no one's ever offered to pay me anything. It's nice that they sent me this IEM, and what got me was the first response, the first communication I had. was basically, hey, Jason, no pressure. Love for you to try it. And you can say whatever you want. Okay, so what's the risk of that? I just came off a Fool Dawn X, $1,300. And part of me was like, shit, I don't want to be too hard on this thing. I'm going to be sounding like unlike anybody else who is shilling it. But there's no fear with a company that you've never heard one from before. Because either you love it or you don't. And if a company is good, they know their stuff can stand on their own legs. And if they're not, well, then, they'll just find some other shiller. So obviously, when they reached out to me, they did some research on their own and went, well, I'm not afraid to send it to the monk, because if he hates it, will bash the shit out of it. And if he likes it, then maybe we'll get some play. Well, it was a good call on your part, BASN, because this is the surprise of the year, or one of them for me. The other one was the Keyfine Quadio. I thought was banger. This thing is a mystery to me in many different ways. Before I get into tuning, what do I like about this little thing? Well, I like the dripping paint. It's really why I liked it. I picked the kind of light blue with silver. It's like a metal top plate. The bottoms are clear resin. You can see the dynamic driver. You can see the balanced armatures. I can't see the piazzos, so they must be somewhere attached to the driver. And then you can see their nice crossover network and their little tubes. So zero complaints about shell and build quality. Fitment for me, medium large ears. They are absolutely terrific. One thing that I just switched over to, I was using the stock ear tips. This is the stock modular cable, which is terrific. And I like MMCX, by the way. I really do. I like how it twists around. I find them very, very comfortable. I like the fact that there's a big R and a big L on the bottoms of the left and rights. And I also like that the MMCX is solid. You need one of those tools to take them off. I've only had ever one issue with MMCX when it was a super cheapie. That's it. In all my IEMs that I've tried. So I wouldn't be afraid of that anyway. So it's got a vent hole in the back. Nothing fancy. It works. I get no driver pressure, no flex, none of that. Works great. I like this modular cable. It's got one of those screw parts to keep them together when you're pulling it apart. It says BASN here, and it has their little logo. So, well done. Packaging, great for its price. Again, zero complaints, minimalistic, but not too plain. I kind of like it. Their case, wherever the hell it is, it comes with a nice case. It's kind of like there it is. It's kind of a shit video, isn't it? It says BASN. It's a little bit bigger, but it leaves you lots of room for like a smaller DAP or a dongle, and the IEMs without shoving them in. So, and it's pocketable and light. So, quite like that. Now, let's get on to the important shit, shall we? I was just listening to Doves in the Wind. It's a song about cats, I think, from SZA and Kendrick Lamar. They kept mentioning something about cats. Anyway, tons of bass. So let's get into the tuning of this bad boy. And if you're a graph sniffer, fuck you, because it doesn't sound like that. My first source that I put this thing on was the Shandling M3 Plus. Great little DAP. I don't talk about it as much, but it's kind of one of my go-to for DAPs, and I want something just a little warm, and it's fabulous for that. It's a nice little DAP. And then I finally just switched over to my desktop stack. Now, not everybody, I agree, is going to have, you know, the full desktop stack with tons of power, but I do, so I used it. And then I, just to make sure that I knew what I was talking about, I also tried it with the Shandling UP6. So again, a dongle that was slightly warm. After I switched over to some other sources and I found that this thing would be better, less dry analytical sources and something a little warmer, VE Electronics little Devastator dongle, right? Fabulous too. Doesn't need much power to make them go, but I'm rambling. This is a weird graph. This is, except for the bass part. So when I looked at this graph, okay, graph sniffers, here you go. I said to myself, oh boy, that is a shit ton of bass, a shit ton of mid bass, and it looks like it's totally gonna bleed into the lower mids. Okay, and then the mids are, this is a very colored IEM, by the way. If you're looking for studio reference, this ain't it. I like this IEM a lot. Did I forget to mention that? I think I did. Anyway, starting off around 1K, you do have a little bit of gain, but really it doesn't start to pick up until about, 1700 hertz. And then it kind of has this peak, around 2500, and then a dip, and then a peak, and then a dip, and a peak, and a dip, and a peak, and a dip, and a peak, and a dip, and a peak. Kind of like that. And looking at it going, okay, this has got a lot of upper mids, it's got a lot of treble, it's got a lot of upper treble, and air and extension. I'm treble sensitive. So I'm thinking, which I didn't look at this graph actually until after I wrote all this stuff I'm going to talk about. So I kind of had a sense of it, but it certainly didn't come across this way. So let's talk about that bass. That bass is fun. God damn, it's fun and tactile. Great attack and decay. I have no idea what dynamic driver is in this. I really just don't give a shit. But I like it a lot. It just has a really nice sound. And I was worried about that bass bleed. Well, I don't hear it, quite honestly. Because I think this driver is so fast and speedy that it doesn't have a lot of droning. It's fabulous. Sub bass, still there. It's got a lot of bass, which is good because it's going to need it to balance out the top end, right? But this thing has, it's a very different sound that I'm used to that I would like. So I think in the beginning of my videos where I say, I do like a couple different tunings. I'm just not a legs man. I like them all, right? It's got a lot of stuff going on for it that isn't in my normal wheelhouse, which is what really surprised me about this IEM. On a warmer source, using JVC spiral dot FX10s. I think these ones are. By the way, I use these tips. If you ever have an IEM that you find maybe just a little siblant on top, give these ear tips a go. I think they really do control the top end very nice and keep the bass tight. So, tidbit for you for free. There is a clarity and a realism with this IEM that I was not expecting at this price. I really love the way instruments come through very crisp and clean. That isn't what you think it is. It might be. Did I write? What did I write again? I wrote bass is terrific. Stereo bass, okay? This is a rare effect. And I think you can only get this when there is the right amount of information in the right spot in the frequency response, where you get not just bass, but you can get stereo bass. Phil Collins playing the drums, right? And you could get it left and right. And if you're not sure what I mean by that, pick up this $150 set and you will. Because you get stereo bass effect, which is kind of rare in IEMs. I'll leave it at that. Give It Up by the Beaches. Was giving up some fun tunes, that's for sure. Fun, punchy bass, very present vocals, and just enough sparkly, clean top end that is honestly really hard to describe. Tons of information up top, and none of it offensive, which I find very interesting. Nice HCK NX8 is one that I didn't like. A lot of people liked it. And it had piazzos in it as well, and I thought it sounded unnatural. Well, this one has the piazzos too, doing that kind of super crazy stuff in the top end, in stage and instrument separation. But I don't find it unnatural sounding like the NX8. I think this is a better NX8. There we go. The bass has, and again, if I looked at this graph, there's no way that I would have said this bass has good separation between in the music and layered nicely in the mix. Definitely one of the strong suits of this IEM is bass. And if you don't like bass, then I say nothing. If you don't say anything nice, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. So if you don't like bass, fuck off. Giant Steps, Poncho Sanchez. Poncho and his signature drums. If you don't know who Poncho Sanchez is, this jazz artist, you should. Poncho has, he sells these drums, they're signature drums. They have a unique sound. These I think they're Congo drums. I don't know. They sound spot on. And more importantly, trumpets. So trumpets are a good instrument to detect tonality of instruments. Do they sound natural? And trumpets can either come across as blaringly harsh or incredibly detailed and engaging. And that's the way they come across with the Bmaster X. I love the name. The trumpets are very zingy in a fun way, as I think they're supposed to be. An amazing stereo separation, just pure energy you can feel when the band is playing this track. It's pretty damn fun. Bleed It Out, Linkin Park. So I'm switching up from jazz to rock. Those drums, okay, and the secondary harmonics you can hear off of the drum skins, and how you can hear the very unique reverberation coming off of the live recording from the stadium is simply awesome. Again, this is doing something unique that I wasn't expecting, not at $150, not at $1,000. It puts a big smile on your face, right? What about female vocals? I Love Yous by Haley Steinfeld, sorry, I bastardized your name. A huge sense of stage and space, great female vocal presence. Her vocals sounded really good. Now, when you have a lot of lower bass and bass bleed, sometimes female vocals can sound stuffy, over thick, too weighted. Absolutely don't come across that way at all on this set. This IEM zigs and zags with the upper mids and treble energy, but it has a very unique presentation. It is kind of engrossing from very first listen. It just kind of, again, just puts a big smile on your face, and it's hard not to enjoy it. So, at least for me, that's for sure. When I was listening to that song about cats again, "Doves in the Wind," this little R&B and some rap. It was awesome for that. So for me, I mean, so far, what have I tried? Jazz. I tried some Miles Davis. It was great. Again, trumpets, piano, weighted beautifully. Reggae, Holly Cook, Phil Collins, of course. Here's one. What about, I went all over. Requiem Lacrimosa by Tina Gao. If you're not familiar with who she is electric cello rock artist. Phenomenal. She's awesome. Tina's electric cello, is absolutely superb in this track. Textured bass in the bottom end, and this is a great IEM to showcase strings and the layered bass without washing out the top end. Harmonious pounding into rock submission. That's how I would describe the presentation of the Bmaster X. It sounds like a rap artist in itself. Of Wolf and Man by Goodnight Texas, a little song from off the Metallica album. Here I'm listening for male vocals, are just as engrossing as their female counterparts. This is an IEM you can whip out your eardrums and let the mullet flow, because that's the way it was going for me. And then taking it down a notch, Knocked Up, Kings of Leon. Great IEM for rock. I listen to a lot of rock. I love my rock. Lots of bass. And surprisingly, again, I don't hear much bass bleed. Vocals stay on track. They stay in their lane, and they're clean and they're detailed. And again, I love the stage and airiness. It's simply terrific on this IEM. Okay, I'm done talking about this thing. I think I've explained thoroughly that I was quite impressed. For $150, great case, great modular cable, nice looking shells, choice of colors, kind of unique, stands apart. Terrific, $149 find. Thank you, BASN, for the trust and sending it over, and me enjoying this quite a lot. So, it's a Tone Deaf Monk. I'm out for now.